everyone, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons for another lead guitar tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 lead lines that you can use to play over a common 5-4-1 turnaround progression in the key of D. We're going to get started learning some of the scales and also chord shapes that I was considering when I was creating these lead lines. I got all the tabs and also the backing track for this lesson available at patreon.com/swiftlessons. If you donate $1 to the channel, you can gain access to tabs for all my popular YouTube guitar lessons. Now, let's get started. Okay, a close look at my fretboard. I'm plugged into my Fender Telecaster Deluxe, going through a 74 Princeton, and I'm picking up a little extra grit using an Ibanez Tube Screamer. Let's get started talking about the chords we're playing over top of. Okay, so we're talking about a 5-4-1 progression in the key of D major. That means if I look at my D major scale, and I pick out the 5th, the 4th, and the 1st notes, I'll find that we have A, G, and the 1, D. If I play those in chordal form, I have A major, I have G major, and I have D major. There's a lot of different ways that you could treat this. Very commonly, a rhythm player would just kind of give you a little bit of an alternating bass strumming pattern. Whenever possible, that is. Alright, something like that. That's exactly what we're playing over top of. So you take your A major chord, hit the root and strum through, hit the E string and strum through. On the G chord, you can just hit G as the root constant. And then on the D major chord, you can pluck the D string, strum, the A string, strum, and repeat. If you put all that together, we have just like that. Okay, great. Now that we've taken the time to learn what we're going to be jamming over top of, let's take a look at the scales that we're going to be needing if we really want to be able to understand how these lead lines work. The first one is the D major blues scale. So this is exactly like the D major pentatonic, except it's going to feature the minor third and the major third. The major pentatonic, the more simple version, sounds and looks like this. So that was 10, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, 7-10, and 7-10. Alright, now, if I want to add in that blue note, it's going to sound way cooler, and it's going to give me a little bit more of that country sound that I'm looking for, a little bit more of a bluesy sound too. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so 10, 7, 8, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 10. Onto the B string, we have 7, 10, 7, 10 on the high E. And that is really how we get that country sound, okay? Throwing in that minor third, rolling up oftentimes to the major third. Okay, so one more time, the D major blues scale. And I really suggest that you practice playing that syncopated over and over again, letting it bounce and dance a little bit. Okay, now we're going to learn the same exact scale, but instead of playing it rooted off of the low E string in the key of D, we're going to learn it rooted off of the A string in the keys of A and G. If we're playing it in the key of A, it's going to look and sound like this. Alright, one more time real slow. Okay, so that was 12 on the A string, 9, 10, 11 on the D, 9, 11 on G, 10, 12, 13 on B, and then 9, 12 on the high E string completes the position. But if I wanted to finish up my octave, I go to 14 and 17. Okay, so far you've got the D major blues scale, the A major blues scale. Now we need to learn the G major blues scale if we want to be able to play over this entire progression. It's as simple as taking the A major blues scale down one whole step. So instead of starting from A, we start from G. And you can just transpose whatever licks and melodies you learn. Okay, so that G major blues scale, as simple as taking it down 2 frets. Okay, now there's just one more tip I want to impart on you before we jump into our lead lines. And that is chord positions for the A major, G major, and D major. It's very important if you want to be a lead player that you know how to play these chords up and down the neck. The reason is because great guitar players don't just consider scales when they're creating their lead lines, they also look for the chord shapes to reveal certain melodic and tonal possibilities. So next I want you to study how you're going to play an A major, G major, and D major, that 5-4-1 progression up here higher on the neck. Very commonly, we're going to be able to find the A major chord up here in the octave position, the 14th frets of the D, G, and B string, and also that 12th fret of the high E string. This is an important shape to know because very commonly, guitar players will take that 12th fret and also grab the 12th fret of the B string and bend that B string up to the note that they had inside of the chord. Something like that. So we've all heard that sound listening to country music. So we have it inside the chord and we have it inside of our licks. You can also do that for the G chord too. If you take that down a whole step, we're going to find these 2 notes here, B and also D, and we can bend the B string up into that note that we have on the 12th fret, that B note. So a very kind of classy and simple way of playing A major to G major country style is just to play. And I could do the same thing for a D major chord. All I need to do is just go to the 5th fret. So, we have, one more time, A major chord, G major chord, and D major chord. Okay, and there's 3 other chord shapes that I often consider when I'm putting together country lead lines. And that is our D-shaped positions of these chords. So if you want to play an A major chord, you can simply take a D major chord shape and place it on the 9th fret. Again, I take it down a whole step and I have a G chord. And if I bring it down to the open position, 2nd fret, I have my D major chord. A lot of guitar players will just simply arpeggiate these. For a very simple basic lead line. Okay, so everything that I just showed you, in addition to a few other things that I'll save for another lesson, were considered when creating the lead lines that I'm about to break down. The first one sounds like this. Alright, getting me through that 5-4-1 progression. Okay, breaking that down into 2 parts, the first of which sounds like this. Okay, I'm going to grab the G string, 9th fret, play it nice and short, and then hammer up a whole step to the 11th fret. Next, I'm on the B string, 10th fret. Then I'm going to bend the 12th fret of the B string up a whole step, bending it up into that chord that we talked about earlier. My pinky goes to the 12th fret high E string and creates a harmony. Return the bent note down. Alright, to get that real country sound. I'm gonna try not to bend the high E string. I want to be really mindful of that. Otherwise, it's not gonna be a nice and pure harmony. All right, then I'm going to grab 10 and 12 of the B string and the high E string. Then 12 and 12, and bend again, creating that harmony. All right, then we're gonna go down to the G chord. Okay, so next we have first at full speed, then nice and slow. Real slow now. Okay, so 10th fret, B string, high E string, bend in the 10th fret up a whole step of that B string. Then just the high E string 10th fret. You can use your finger or the pick. If you want that real country chicken picking sound, use the finger. Middle finger works best. Return. And I struck both strings there. 8 and 10. 10 and 10. Bend again. Return. So far you have. Then we're going to play the 8th fret B string by itself, and then 7 and 10, a harmony to outline D major. Okay, if I look at this chord shape, here, I've got a D major chord. So we're playing a part of that D major chord shape. You can also look at it like the bar chord that we talked about earlier. Just taking that high E string 10th fret, it's an extra D note for a nice and shiny D major chord shape. Okay, so what we just played. You put parts 1 and 2 together, we have. And you can throw a tag at the end. Just by hammering up to that 8th fret of the B string. Grabbing the high E string, and then reinstating the harmony. Okay, on to lead line number 2. This one is really great. It's got that traditional country sound to it, and we're employing a lot of traditional techniques. We're doing some rolls, we're doing some harmony bends, considering our chords, and also arpeggios. It's gonna sound like this. Alright, so that was it kind of slow, full speed. And oftentimes I throw in that little tag there at the end, just to fill in the space. Okay, so I'm gonna have to break this up into a few different parts. The first part sounds like this. One more time real slow. Alright, so hammer, the D string, 7 up to 9. The 7th fret of the G string, that's your root. Then you're gonna bend the G string, 9th fret, up a whole step. The pinky grabs the 10th fret of the high E and the B string. As you return down now to that unbent position. So far you have. And I want all that to ring past each other. Let it harmonize. Okay, so. All right, that's your first part. Then we're going to play. Okay, so the G string, and then we're going to the 7th fret, and then the 9th fret. Sliding up to the 7th fret high E, outlining a D shape. Alright, that is a G major chord. Okay, so the G chord's present. So there it is, the 7, 8, 7. High E string, B string, G string. So far you have. The pinky's gonna reach out for the 10th fret D string. I'm I'm going to slide now from 8 up to 9 on the D string. Back down to 8, 7, then a classic country roll. That was the A string, 8 going up to 9, the minor third to the major third. Then the 7th fret of the G string, harmonizing just as the D major chord comes in. You put all that together, we have exactly what's on the tab at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Sometimes I throw in a little tag here, something extra for you. 10th fret and 9th fret. And back to that D-shaped position there, kind of thinking like a G chord shape. So the chord shapes always reveal melodic possibilities and answers as to why something works. Okay? All right, one more time with that lick. Okay, great work everybody. You've got 2 very useful lead lines down, and hopefully you're starting to see how these lead lines were created using the scales, using the chords, bending my notes up into the chord tones, and harmonizing those notes. Now we're on to the final lead line number 3. It's gonna sound like this. Really utilizing more of the fretboard here, doing those descending lines. Real slow now. And we can throw in a tag there as well. Okay, so the first part. Get that down. This is something that you can use in a lot of different styles, R&B, rock, country. So we're going to do a hammer from the 7th fret of the D string up to the 9th. Then go to that G string, 7th fret. Now I'm going to slide the G string, 9th fret up to the 11th. 10th fret B, 12th fret B. Except I want to hammer on that 10th fret to the 12th fret. Back to the 10th fret, then we're going to slide back the way we came from. 11 going to 9. 7th fret G string, 9th fret D string, kind of completes that part. So this is for the A chord. It's going to happen, the A chord comes in right as you slide. Alright, then over the G major chord we're going to play. Then the D chord will come in over. Okay, so here I'm playing the 7th fret of the B string. Then I'm going to hammer up a half step to the 8th fret. Then I have 7th fret of the high E string, which is just a little part of that D chord shape I talked about earlier, created in G major. Okay, so over the A chord. G chord comes in. Then I'm going to play a harmony. 7th fret B, 5th fret high E, nice and short. Take that down a whole step. Then, just before the D chord comes in, I'm going to play 1 and 0, and then slide from 2 up to 3 on the B string. Then I'll have the chord tone of D major. I'm going to have the F sharp note, high E string, 2nd fret. Okay, so what we have so far takes us from the A chord to the G chord to the D chord. That would be mission accomplished. There'll be one more thing I show you at the end, but so far we have. Full speed. Then to finish it up, I can just slide 8 up to 10 on the B string. and then the 10th fret of that high E string, the D note, the root. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this country lead guitar lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to my supporters for making these lessons possible. I hope you're enjoying the specialized resources. I got many more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.